My name's Leah. I'm a collage artist from Canada. I work with vintage magazines to create really cool, misogynistic, funny artworks. Now, last month was extremely busy. I took part in the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair this year, which was super cool. It meant framing 30 pieces and standing in the blistering hot sun for 3 days straight. Not to mention I had signed up for a bunch of markets prior to getting in, so I had to attend those as well. There was nothing I would give more than being this cat right now. I'm also in the middle of a move, which is super exciting, but it's also a lot of work at the same time. In anticipation of this, I booked a week-long retreat for creating art and getting closer with nature and enjoying the summer. So come escape to the country with me and make some really cool art.
Leading up to this trip, I felt a little bit nervous since it's my first solo trip kind of thing. But this morning I feel so great, so I'm really excited for all the stops that I've planned and everything else that's going to happen today. Today I booked more of a full itinerary just so I can do stops on the way up. So I'm going to be stopping at thrift stores, and then we're going to go horseback riding just because I haven't been since I was so young, so that's something that I felt would be really great for me. Okay, the car is packed and we're ready to go. I'm so excited. Let's go. Driving in here, the hills were just rolling. The grass is so green and the birds were chirping. It was just everything that I wanted it to be. And it was supposed to rain today, so instead it's 27, beautiful weather, so I'm so happy. That said, it is supposed to be a little bit more cloudy and moody for the rest of the week, so I'm hoping to go outside and get all of my outdoor activities done in the next day or two. And then I'm really gonna hone down on my practice and just create all day. We'll see what we create.
So one of my favorite antique stores is the Inglewood Antique Market, so I made sure to make this one of my top stops. It's got loads of really cool magazines and lots of unique furniture. And if you look closely here, I can spot a little orange cat. Look how cute he is. I absolutely adored this poster and I loved these little wood carvings. This was also one of the coolest things I've ever seen. This is a Madison Avenue art filing cabinet. If I had $2,000, I would 100% take these. I then made a couple other stops, but I didn't love the places I was going to, so we're just gonna skip those. It was then time for the big moment of riding. They gave me the cutest little horse named Key Lime Pie. And I didn't take many videos for obvious reasons. It was hard to do at the same time. But here's a picture of me on the horse at the end. She wanted to eat some grass. Of course I let her. I finally got to my Airbnb and my suitcase was so hard to lift up the stairs. I was laughing so hard. I was allowed to go check out the other property and use the water. As I walked down the hill to the water, I could just hear the birds and all these different noises, and it was so beautiful. I also saw these little turtle guys. They're so cute. It's not often as adults we're given this amount of time to just be with ourselves and do exactly what we want to do. What would you do with a week alone by yourself? Technology has taken over so rapidly. I feel like people don't know how to be bored anymore. And as an artist, that's a very important thing to do. But creating space for these moments is so important to the creative process. I could have done an art retreat for just 2 days, but I chose to be here for 7 days and commit to my art and myself. Boredom is so important for artists. I'd like to think in a world without technology distracting us, that I'd be able to get a lot more done with my art. So I wanted to see what a week of that would look like. If you didn't have your phone for an entire day or any technology, what would you do? Sometimes those things that we want to do is just lie on a paddleboard in a calm pond by yourself, listening to the breeze and the trees. After a few hours, I went back and took a quick shower, and then it was time to unpack and get ready. I figured my first day could be me setting up the space and getting used to it. I put a lot of my supplies in this big box, so that was easy to bring in and just get it all set up. I brought tons of papers, all 4 of my journals, a ton of different tools, and I brought a bunch of things that I already cut out that had some potential. A lot of artists find inspiration in different places, and for me, it actually happens to be antique stores. So today I went to 4 different ones, and the last one that I went to was actually closing permanently, and they're going to be moving to a new location. I think that it's an old converted garden center, just because of the look. It's so beautiful. But yeah, they were shutting down and I was like very heartbroken. So when I went in, I looked around at all the books and everything, and I actually found some that are like vintage old Hollywood. There's some from the 1930s and the films then, and just like little write-ups on the films and behind the scene photos, and they really inspired me. Film used to be so dramatic and beautiful and all of these different things, so I think that the poses will be very interesting to work with. I loved the intro of the book that I'm flipping through here. It says, "This is a book about watching movies. That is, this is a book about connections, about watching movie after movie after movie. This is more than a rating guide, although a rating guide appears at the back, or a reference book, although it should answer most of your questions about every individual movie. This is first and foremost a movie book, a book about what it means to watch movies, the best, the worst, and the most unusual of Hollywood musicals." Although I said the images can be dramatic, the writing from the 1930s is just unparalleled to anything else I've read. Before leaving to come here, I made a huge list of goals and things that I wanted to think about while I was away by myself. I started a brainstorm on Notion, so I'm hoping to go through all these questions and kind of give at least a couple bullet points on each of how I'm feeling. Through what activities could I push my art style further? How can I meet more artists and grow a community? Where do I see my art business growing into in a year? And where do I see my art business growing to in 5 years? How can I bring value to others with my art? With these, I came up with some great activities, thought about ways that I could find a new community, and looked for events that I could attend. I also looked into fellowships that had other artists attend them. I also looked into mentorship programs that I could apply for. And I thought about how cool it would be to start doing a live video every month. Waking up here was like waking up in paradise every single day. The inside of the cabin smelled of cedar wood. I'd hop out of bed and make myself a coffee. I took my morning time to journal and just look out and stare into nature and be off my phone. I wanted to be present in the morning. I had to slow myself down though. Every morning I woke up, I just wanted to jump right into creating. Here you can see some of the tools I brought. Most importantly, my Westcott titanium scissors, my smaller pair of embroidery scissors, some pens for drawing or writing, a scalpel and extra blades, an acid-free glue stick, and you can see the little eraser in there. I also have this roller to get out all the bubbles from the glue, Scotch tape, this cutting mechanism for straight lines, a metal ruler, and a small cutting board. I also, of course, brought my sketchbook to look at all my other pieces to stay inspired. The first day I dedicated to sorting. This meant going through all the papers I brought and picking which ones I really wanted to use on the trip. It also meant going through the magazines and books that I had bought at the antique store. This was the first piece that I created on this trip. It showcases a dealership with a woman looking very happy, a man looking happy, but then the Trojan horse is in the background. I loved these two pieces and their colors together just worked so well. I then started with another series that uses all these abstract pieces. I wanted to combine them with really interesting architecture as well, so I looked for pieces like that. When I had cut enough out, I went back and started looking through magazines again, just to see if there was anything. I realized how cool it would be to do a live video on this trip, so I gave myself 2 days notice and booked that. I was able to answer questions that I got on Instagram, and I even recorded it into a video that I'm able to now post on my YouTube as well. Although I had the means to make myself really nice food, all I wanted was warm comfort food. I went out of my way to even find takeout at one point. It rained for many days, which was fine because it gave me motivation to stay inside and create. But that said, I also just wanted to cuddle up with the tea and a good book. And as the days went on, my workspace got messier and messier and more piles formed. But this was good because it meant that I was creating a lot of work. Every night I took an hour to clean it up and put it into nice little piles. And then after a big creation session, I'd take a break and flip through the old books again or look through more papers. I was really happy with some of the works I was making. They were simple but fun. And also completely randomly, Mona Lisa was popping up everywhere.
Even though I brought clothes that were supposed to be nice so that I would look, more presentable every day, which was my goal to do, I slowly devolved back into pajamas or at least like cozies. So I have on my my leather slippers instead of my nice socks, and I have my Calvin Klein pants on and my big cozy shirt. And my hair's in a bun. So I think that for next time I would just say I'm gonna pack those things versus me slowly going back to them. Today I did less than I expected I would want to do, but that's okay. I actually wanted to do a lot of things on the computer and I got a lot done, which was great for my art. It's just those were things that I was trying to push off to later on when I was back versus now I wanted to create more, but that's fine. You can't push yourself to create too much, and I was feeling the fatigue of creation as I've just been making so many pieces while I'm here and constantly working on different things. So I think my mind just needed a break, and that was fine. I wanted to use the break to push myself
and I actually went for a photography walk and took some photos, so I'll try to edit those tonight just for fun. It's been really cold today, so maybe it's just the change of weather that's changed my mood a little bit, and it was rainy again, so I feel like maybe I just needed a little bit more quiet time today. Since I've been here, I've been very loyal to writing in my journal, and it really helps when figuring out what you need to work on and what are things that keep resurfacing. For example, one thing that always has resurfaced for me is wanting to start a YouTube channel, so here we are. And I also picked the right space, so I think that I didn't really speak about the size of the place, but this is like the perfect size. It's all one room, so I feel like it's less creepy, but it's still big enough, and there's so many tables. When booking this place, I booked it because there's literally 2 gigantic outdoor tables and 2 tables inside. There's one here, and there's one in the bedroom that I actually didn't use at all, but I had that opportunity if I needed to switch it up, and I might even work up there tonight. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna take you into the cutest grocery store I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, even the parking lot is adorable. Look, it's got like sunflowers in the parking lot. The inside literally looks like a kid's market, like what you would expect, or like when you were playing pretend with like a fake market. Like, it's basically that in real life. So let's take a look. So now my grocery haul and me are home safe after our 7-day art retreat. If you liked this video and are interested in planning your own art retreat, hit that subscribe button. I hope to be able to teach other artists how to plan their own and give out all my knowledge I know for art business career.